From childhood, we are often encouraged to embody kindness and to prioritize the needs of others over our own. While this is undoubtedly a noble principle, it is seldom discussed that excessive kindness can also carry its own set of risks. This exploration will delve into the potential dangers of being too generous and provide actionable insights on maintaining a balance that safeguards one's own interests while still caring for others. The idea that it is better to give than to receive is a common ethos that many embrace. However, constant giving without reciprocation can lead to a depletion of one's emotional and financial reserves. Consider, for instance, a person who always offers financial support to friends or family. Continuously extending this generosity without setting boundaries or receiving anything in return can strain one's finances and personal well-being. Moreover, there is a risk of these generous individuals being perceived as enablers rather than helpers, potentially encouraging dependency rather than empowering others to manage their responsibilities. Excessive altruism can also lead to unrealistic expectations. When we consistently place others' needs before our own, we might subconsciously expect our efforts to be reciprocated. This expectation can become a source of disappointment and emotional distress when the favor is not returned. For example, a professional who constantly stays late to help colleagues with their projects might expect the same level of commitment in return. When this expectation is not met, it can lead to feelings of resentment and a toxic work environment. Furthermore, being overly accommodating can make one vulnerable to exploitation. There are numerous instances where individuals who are too willing to please or too ready to help are taken advantage of by those who see this kindness as a weakness to be exploited. A case in point might be a senior employee at a firm who, due to their obliging nature, is burdened with excessive workloads that are not theirs to bear, ultimately leading to burnout and decreased job satisfaction. The Stoics, a group of ancient philosophers, advocated for a balanced approach to life, emphasizing that true worth comes from acting in a way that is rational and virtuous, rather than being solely driven by the desires and demands of others. They argued that moderation in all aspects of life, including generosity, helps maintain one's autonomy and mental health. This philosophy is crucial in a world where people can develop comfort zones that make them reliant on the consistent contributions of others. By always being the giver, one might inadvertently foster a cycle of dependency, making it difficult for others to take responsibility for their own lives. In addition to personal relationships, this dynamic can also manifest in professional settings. Employees who are habitually over-accommodating often find their work-life balance disrupted as they are unable to decline additional responsibilities. This not only impacts their productivity, but also their overall well-being. To address these issues, it is essential to establish firm boundaries. Being clear about what you are willing to offer and recognizing when to say no can prevent others from taking undue advantage of your generosity. For instance, setting clear terms at the outset when lending money, such as specifying repayment terms, can help maintain healthy financial relationships. Moreover, cultivating self-awareness is vital. Understanding why we feel compelled to give incessantly, whether it stems from a need for acceptance or fear of conflict, can empower us to make healthier choices. Engaging in practices that foster emotional detachment, such as mindfulness and reflection, can also help individuals maintain their equilibrium and prevent emotional overinvestment in the outcomes of their altruistic actions. Additionally, promoting a culture of reciprocity within relationships and workplaces can ensure that generosity is both appreciated and reciprocated. This not only fosters a healthier social environment, but also reinforces the value of mutual support and cooperation. While kindness is an admirable trait, it is crucial to practice it judiciously. Excessive altruism can lead to financial hardship, emotional burnout, and exploitation. By setting boundaries, seeking reciprocity, and embracing Stoic principles of moderation, we can protect our well-being and ensure that our generosity enriches our lives and the lives of others in a sustainable and rewarding manner. When kindness becomes a habit, it can inadvertently lead to fostering dependency in others, with significant repercussions for both parties involved. Often, in our eagerness to help, we may end up doing tasks that others are more than capable of handling themselves, thus encouraging a comfort zone that relieves them of their responsibilities. This behavior, over time, can diminish our self-worth, as others may fail to encourage us to prioritize our own needs. Without setting these boundaries, we risk becoming viewed not as a benevolent figure, but as someone's perpetual safety net. For example, consider a scenario where a parent consistently cleans up after their adult child. The child, accustomed to this arrangement, never learns the crucial life skill of self-sufficiency. Here, the parent's excessive care prevents the child from facing necessary challenges, thereby stunting their growth. The Stoic philosophy underscores the importance of living by reason and virtue, and prioritizing our responsibilities to maintain balance and preserve our well-being and identity. Additionally, neglecting our needs can be a manifestation of avoiding personal issues that are painful or frightening. Some individuals may immerse themselves in the act of helping others as a distraction from their solitude or internal struggles. This avoidance can lead to a harsher confrontation with oneself down the line, compounded by the stress of unreciprocated efforts. The feeling of returning to an empty home, where no immediate gratification from helping others awaits, can exacerbate feelings of loneliness and dissatisfaction. This illustrates why self-care is not just beneficial but essential. It is important to indulge in self-care activities, such as enjoying a chocolate before offering one to someone else, or ensuring one's environment is orderly before volunteering to tidy someone else's space. Prioritizing oneself does not preclude altruism, but rather ensures that it comes from a place of personal abundance and stability. Furthermore, there is a pervasive risk of being perceived as weak if one is consistently over-accommodating. Stoicism teaches the value of strength and self-mastery through setting personal boundaries and practicing self-discipline. These principles are vital in cultivating respect rather than pity or exploitation. Over time, if you are always seen as the helper, you may inadvertently establish a reputation of subservience rather than capability. This perception can invite others to offload their responsibilities onto you, knowing you are unlikely to refuse. This dynamic not only burdens you, but also robs others of the opportunity to grow from managing their own challenges. Conversely, by asserting oneself and occasionally saying no, you signal to others that your generosity is not infinite and that you value your own needs as well. This shift can transform others' perceptions from viewing you as a mere facilitator of their needs to recognizing you as a person of substance and respect. Such a stance does not diminish your ability to assist others, but reinforces your capacity to offer help that is both meaningful and self-aware. In essence, while the virtues of kindness and altruism are undeniably valuable, they must be balanced with self-respect and personal boundaries. This balance is crucial not only for one's mental health and well-being, but also for maintaining healthy, reciprocal relationships. By adhering to Stoic principles of self-discipline and moderation, and by fostering habits of self-care, we can ensure that our efforts to help others do not come at the expense of our happiness and identity. Instead, we can offer support that is both empowering for others and fulfilling for ourselves, establishing a legacy of strength and respect rather than dependency. When you consistently prioritize the needs of others over your own, you may find yourself surrounded by individuals who see you primarily as a resource, people who seek your help only when it benefits them. This phenomenon is not uncommon, especially in professional environments where relationships can be more utilitarian than genuine. Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes wisdom, virtue, and self-control, teaches us the importance of discerning who truly deserves our time and energy. This discernment allows us to avoid investing in one-sided relationships that drain rather than enrich us. Imagine a scenario where a colleague frequently approaches you for help with their projects, but never offers assistance in return, nor do they engage with you outside of work-related needs. Over time, this pattern might reveal their true intentions. They view your relationship as merely transactional. Such dynamics are not just confined to the workplace, they can occur in personal relationships as well. Friends who only reach out when they need a favor, yet are conspicuously absent when you need support, are likely taking advantage of your generosity. This imbalance in relationships can lead to a significant drain on your emotional and even physical energy. When we continuously give without receiving, we may start to feel depleted, lowering our vibrational frequency in metaphysical terms. This state can attract more negativity, including people who are similarly draining or opportunistic. These individuals might not have malicious intentions, but their own needs and desires drive their actions, leading them to seek out those who can fulfill those needs with little regard for reciprocity. On the flip side, when we maintain a high level of personal energy and positivity, we are more likely to attract individuals who share similar attributes. These relationships tend to be mutually supportive and enriching. For instance, friends who are energetic, optimistic, and active are more likely to engage in healthy give and take dynamics, where both parties benefit from the relationship. This balance can promote a positive cycle of support, kindness, and shared happiness. However, the danger of overextending oneself isn't limited to draining relationships. The Stoics warn that without proper self-regulation, we might find ourselves slipping into destructive habits as a means to cope with the emptiness or stress caused by one-sided relationships. For example, an individual who feels unappreciated or overburdened might turn to excessive drinking, eating, or even gambling as a form of escape. These behaviors often start subtly, but can escalate into full-blown addictions if not addressed. The people who truly care about us are those who will notice these changes and express concern. While our first reaction might be defensive, recognizing that this feedback comes from a place of love is crucial. It is an opportunity to reevaluate our boundaries and the way we manage our relationships and self-care. In response to these challenges, Stoicism teaches us to cultivate self-awareness and to set firm boundaries. By understanding our own limits and communicating them clearly, we can maintain healthier relationships and a healthier self. Establishing these boundaries not only protects our well-being, but also signals to others that our generosity is not limitless. Moreover, by practicing selective giving, choosing to help those who value reciprocity and mutual respect, we reinforce the quality of our social interactions. This approach not only conserves our energy, but also ensures that our kindness is sustainable and rewarding. In essence, while generosity and kindness are admirable and important traits, they must be balanced with self-awareness and a keen judgment of character. By applying Stoic principles of wisdom, self-control, and moderation, we can protect ourselves from being exploited and maintain relationships that are both fulfilling and reciprocal. Through these practices, we not only preserve our well-being, but also foster a social circle that reflects our highest values. In today's fast-paced world, it's increasingly important to heed the voices of those who genuinely care about us. These individuals are not just peripheral observers, but pivotal figures who aim to steer us away from potential pitfalls and guide us toward personal growth and stability. The principles of Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes virtue, wisdom, and self-control, provide a framework through which we can interpret their guidance and cultivate resilience and integrity in our personal lives. Stoicism teaches that living in accordance with our own values and beliefs builds a resilient character, one that remains steadfast even in the face of misunderstanding or criticism. It's important to recognize that being inherently kind may sometimes attract suspicion rather than appreciation. This is because genuine kindness is rare, and in a society that often equates self-interest with survival, altruistic behavior can seem anomalous or even threatening. Thus, those who consistently act in the interest of others may find themselves the subjects of skepticism or false accusations, as their motives are scrutinized. For example, consider a person who frequently volunteers their time and resources to help others, whether in community service or by supporting friends and colleagues. While their actions are well-intentioned, they might encounter individuals who question the sincerity of their altruism, suspecting ulterior motives. This skepticism can stem from the observer's own experiences or cynicism, which colors their perception of genuinely kind acts. Strategy 1. Cultivate self-awareness. Stoic philosophy places great importance on self-awareness, encouraging individuals to reflect on their emotions and desires to understand their true motivations. By becoming more attuned to our feelings, we can better gauge whether our efforts to help others are leaving us fulfilled or depleted. If you consistently feel exhausted, resentful, or neglected despite your good intentions, it may be time to reassess your boundaries. This awareness can prevent burnout and ensure that your acts of kindness are sustainable. For instance, if helping others is making you feel overwhelmed or taken for granted, it's essential to acknowledge these feelings rather than dismissing them. This could mean setting limits on how much time and energy you devote to others or being more selective about who you help. Strategy 2. Embrace the power of no. Another Stoic lesson is the value of moderation and the ability to say no. Asserting boundaries is not a sign of selfishness, but of self-respect and practical wisdom. It's crucial to recognize when demands on your time or resources are unreasonable, or when continuing to help is detrimental to your well-being. Learning to say no can be difficult, especially for those who fear conflict or disappointment. However, mastering this skill is essential for maintaining mental health and personal integrity. Practicing how to refuse requests in a firm yet polite manner can be done through role-playing or mirror exercises. This practice builds the confidence needed to manage difficult situations in real life, where saying no can preserve your energy and prevent exploitation. By adopting these strategies, you not only protect yourself from potential misuse, but also build a life that reflects your deepest values and respects your limitations. This approach doesn't just benefit you, it also sets a healthy example for others, demonstrating that while it's important to be kind, it's equally important to nurture one's own psychological and emotional health. In conclusion, while it's crucial to remain open to the advice of those who care, it's equally important to maintain a balance between generosity and self-preservation. By implementing Stoic principles such as self-awareness and moderation, and by learning to set boundaries and occasionally say no, we can ensure that our kindness is both genuine and sustainable, allowing us to help others without losing ourselves in the process. This balanced approach not only leads to personal fulfillment, but also engenders a profound respect from others, who come to recognize our strength and integrity. In the pursuit of a balanced life, it is vital to safeguard personal time and space, adhering to the Stoic principles of self-discipline and self-respect. This third strategy involves establishing and honoring periods dedicated solely to personal rejuvenation and interests, a practice that can significantly enhance your well-being. Strategy 3. Prioritize personal time and space. Recognizing the importance of self-care is essential. Whether it's engaging in physical exercise, exploring your creativity through drawing, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of tea while listening to your favorite music, it's crucial to carve out time for activities that rejuvenate your spirit and energize your body. Completing daily responsibilities efficiently to free up this time not only enhances your productivity, but also ensures that your leisure activities are guilt-free and fully enjoyable. For instance, imagine you are an avid painter, but have neglected this passion due to work demands. By scheduling specific times for painting, just as you would for a meeting, you affirm the value of your personal interests. When requests for help or additional responsibilities encroach on this scheduled time, it is entirely within your rights to decline politely, emphasizing the sanctity of your personal time. If necessary, offer to assist at a more convenient time, but be clear about the limits of this engagement to prevent it from spilling over into your designated personal time. Strategy 4. Avoid energy vampires. Another critical aspect of maintaining energy and focus is identifying and distancing oneself from toxic relationships, which Stoic wisdom refers to as interactions with energy vampires. These individuals drain your emotional resources by overwhelming you with their negativity, complaints, and often, a catastrophic view of life. Engaging with such personalities can be exhausting and unproductive, as their issues may never truly be resolved to their satisfaction. Consider the case of a friend who constantly shares their problems with you, seeking advice and comfort, yet never seems to take steps to improve their situation or consider your suggestions. This repetitive cycle can be emotionally draining and is a classic example of an energy vampire relationship. In such cases, it might be necessary to set firm boundaries or gradually distance yourself, focusing instead on relationships that are mutually supportive and enriching. Incorporating these strategies into your life can significantly enhance your ability to maintain a healthy balance between helping others and taking care of yourself. Stoicism teaches that moderation is key in all aspects of life, including generosity. By avoiding the extremes of overextending oneself or being overly reserved, you can achieve a harmonious balance that fosters both personal growth and effective altruism. As we conclude this exploration of Stoic strategies to safeguard personal well-being while still being generous, remember that the word no is a powerful tool in maintaining personal boundaries. It is not a sign of selfishness but of wisdom and self-respect. Embrace it without guilt, especially when dealing with requests that compromise your values or well-being. These principles are not only beneficial for individual growth, but are also essential for fostering a community of understanding and mutual respect. If this guidance resonates with you, consider delving deeper into Stoic philosophy to further enrich your understanding and application of these timeless principles. Whether through further readings, such as an ebook on Stoicism, or subscribing to channels dedicated to philosophical growth, continuing this journey will undoubtedly contribute to a more balanced and fulfilling life.